Hi, I'm Jeanne. I've been asked to make spaghetti sauce for all of you. I grew up in the Bronx. My mother's Irish, but my grandmother was Italian. And so I've learned to cook from two very good cooks who do love Italian food. Sauce is very individual. Each sauce is different. But I've divided the way I cook sauce into two different types, long and short. And this is going to be a long sauce. I have 2 pounds of meatballs that are made by a small Italian grocery store, so I don't have to make them. I have 2 pounds of hot Italian sausage. I have fresh basil. I have 3 large onions. I have 3 large cans of diced tomatoes, chunk or fine as well. I have olive oil. I have wine. I have 2 jars of chunky spaghetti sauce, so that's a little bit of my cheat. There's no sugar in it, so I always try to find sauce without sugar in it. I have dried basil, dried oregano. I have a seasoning salt with kosher salt and rosemary in it and a little bit of sage. I like those 2 spices. If I don't have the seasoning salt, I'd use just a little bit of that at the end. And then again, fresh garlic and straight kosher salt. Okay, I'm cutting up the sausage into about 5-inch pieces, and I'm putting in a large frying pan with high sides with a 1.5 cups of water. I'm going to par cook the sausage in this frying pan. I'll wait up till the water evaporates fully and then brown the sausage as well. So I've taken the onions, just a rough chop, the 3 onions in a large deep pot. This is a 5-quart cast iron pot with about a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and I'm going to simmer that on a low heat, and then I'm going to start chopping up my garlic, probably about a good half a bulb of garlic, probably about 3 cloves of garlic per can of sauce. So I'm going to do that now, and the sausage is coming to a boil, and we're going to let that continue to simmer while the onions are being sauteed over, like I said, a very low heat. Okay, I'm taking each clove of garlic and pressing it on the side of a large knife, and that basically releases the clove of garlic from its skin. Easy enough to do. You don't have to buy anything fancy. Just press away. Again, about 12 or 13 cloves of garlic. I like garlic. These are fairly good sized cloves. There we go. And then just start pulling them out. Of course I picked one that's hard. Okay, I've given the onions a good 5 minutes head start, sauteing on a low heat. And now I'm adding the minced garlic. Again, it's about 12 cloves of garlic, and they were all a good size, and minced, so they're pretty small. The thing about garlic is the longer you let it cook, the sweeter the flavor. So it may seem like a lot, but after the sauce has been simmering for hours, the flavor will be very mild. So together, they will saute probably for about 10 minutes until they're all translucent. Low heat. And the sausage is doing well in the hot water. I'm turning them over. Not a necessary step, but just one that I like to do. Again, the water is going to be cooking down, and it'll be starting to saute very soon. If you have closed ends on your sausage, you'll probably want to prick it as the pieces heat up so some of the oil that's inside the sausage comes out. These were already open-ended, and so I don't need to worry about that. That's happening on its own. The onions and garlic are soft. It took about 10 minutes. I did turn the heat up more to a medium, low. Every stove is different, but this is what it looks like. Here we go with the tomatoes. These are just plain tomatoes with salt. I also like getting the tomatoes with basil. I just tend to buy tomatoes when they're on sale. Oh, you can hear the sausage now as the water evaporates. Here are the 2 jars of my cheat sauce. Again, I try to find the ones without sugar and with the flavor that I like, so pick what you like. Mix that all together for now, and I gotta go pay attention to the sausage. The sausage water has evaporated. Now you can hear the oil from the sausage, and the frying is now occurring. So I like to get a little bit of browning on each length. So, ooh, that's a good one. So I'll probably play with these for about 5 minutes to try and get that nice color on them. Again, if your sausage doesn't have an opening at the end, pierce them so the oil is out, pouring out, and you're frying your sausage in it. I guess you could always add a little olive oil if you needed to, but you do want a fry to occur now. And this will take a few minutes. Okay, I've browned the sausage, and I've turned the fire off under the sausage. I'm going to put the sausage in the sauce. As you can see, nice and brown. Probably still raw on the inside, which is why it goes in the sauce and continues to cook. Also, I know my sausage is very flavorful and will add quite a bit of flavor to the sauce. This is hot sausage. We tend to like hot sausage in our family, but you can get a sweeter sausage, sausage with fennel. It's all up to you. Now, this is an important piece I'm going to show you right now to the whole success of the sauce. I'm taking about a half cup of water after I've taken the sausage out of the frying pan, and I'm going to add this water and then work on getting all of this stuff from the bottom of the pan into the water, because this is wonderful flavor and it's going into the sauce. This is critical. Getting this nice residue from the sausage with a little bit of water into the sauce. You got to really scrape here and get all those little bits up. Adds a little bit of a smoky flavor. Now it goes into the sauce. All that black gold. Now I'm going to start with my spices. This is a generous tablespoon of basil, fresh, dried. You want to crush it between your palms to release the oils. I'm going to do the same with oregano. I'm more of a basil fan, but my family likes the oregano. Again, you crush the spices between your hands to release the flavors. I like this seasoning salt because it has rosemary in it. So we're probably talking a teaspoon. Now we're just going to stir. Okay, the sausage is in, the seasonings are in, so we're going to let this simmer for about 2 hours. I don't want it to boil down too much, so I'm going to put a lid on it. It's on a medium-low heat. I'll be checking it about every 20 minutes to make sure it's not sticking on the bottom, and 2 hours, and then we'll be back.
Tell me you love me.
Yeah, I can't talk.
Can you say it?
Yeah, I'll see you tonight.
Hey, Mikey, why don't you tell that nice girl you love her? I love you with all of my heart. If I don't see you again soon, I'm gonna die. Hey, come over here, kid, learn something. You never know, you might have to cook for 20 guys someday. You see, you start out with a little bit of oil, and you fry some garlic. Then you throw in some tomatoes, some tomato paste, you fry it, you make sure it doesn't stick. You got it to a boil, you shove in all your sausage and your meatballs. Huh? And a little bit of wine. And a little bit of sugar. And that's my trick.
Why don't you cut the crap?
Okay, it's about 2 hours have passed. We've been checking on it pretty regularly. There is the sauce. We're going to add these meatballs. Again, I'm cheating. These are from a wonderful Italian deli near me. They're pre-cooked already, so they don't need a lot of time in the sauce. And I've got 2 pounds, so all told I've had 2 pounds of sausage and 2 pounds of meatballs. So, being the sauce is still pretty thin, I'm going to leave the lid off and simmer this for an additional hour with the meatballs in. If you're making fresh meatballs, the texture will probably be a little different and they're more likely to break up. These were made with lean sirloin and pre-cooked, so they really will keep their shape. Again, it's a preference, and each sauce is different, so this is what we're doing today. We'll let these sit for an hour, open, and I'm going to put a screen on it so it doesn't splatter. Okay, we're going to take the simmer top off. I've been checking on it periodically, making sure it hasn't been sticking, and where I did feel a little stick, I would just push it with the wooden spoon. I like a flat surface. That seems to do the job every time. It's been reduced by about 1 inch. It's preference at this point as to what you want. And at this point, I'm going to add a half cup of wine, because really the cooking process is ended. And I put a half cup of fresh red wine, good red wine. If you'll drink it, you can put it in the sauce. Don't put bad stuff in after all this time and effort. And then a half cup of just some fresh basil leaves that I've ripped up. The fresh basil is only really going to make a difference if you put it in towards the end. And what I do is really when I have finished cooking it is when I add the wine and the basil, the fresh basil. This is done now, at least for today. Now comes the hard part. You're going to cool it down, and you're going to put the lid on it and put it in the refrigerator and not eat it until tomorrow. It really is the best way to enjoy all of this hard work and effort in putting together what is a wonderful dish. It also freezes well, so after you cool it down, you may want to put some in the freezer and pull it out on another day when you don't have the time but you'd like a nice meal. Also, in thinking about how other ways you can make a recipe like this, feel free to cook chicken and put chicken in it. I've pulled out cooked pork roasts. I've pulled beef roasts out of the refrigerator and used that in my stew. It's not really, I guess it's an Italian stew, but it is spaghetti sauce, so I hope you'll find many ways to use this basic recipe and enjoy it with your family and friends. Thank you for watching. Bye.